What's up, Stars fans? Here we are, the first Friday of the year where we've actually had a game. As you see to my left, or he's on my left, I'm probably on his left. Stefan Mijatovic, number 96, coming in from Empire last year. Obviously, came in on loan and back this year. We got to watch an MASL game for the first time since April of last year, so it feels like it's been forever, considering that we're almost in December. And it's an exciting time to be back in the MASL, and it's an exciting time for us. As you'll know, we're trying to work through it, but we've got a game the 7th of December, which is 8 days from today. That game will be a doubleheader where the Tacoma Galaxy will be playing at 3 p.m. at Showware, and the Tacoma Stars will play at 6 p.m. at Showware. And we're looking forward to it. 1 second, we've got some technical difficulties for some of our other guests that are supposed to come on. 1 second, let me just make sure they got the correct link. Oh boy, we were supposed to have 2 more people coming on, and here we go. There's texted to 1. Let me see if I can get the other one. There's Moy. He got the memo. We got the memo. He got the sweater. And as you can see what's that?
We're connected.
There you go. Now we got everybody on. So as you can see, guys, we got Stefan Mijatovic, Moises Gonzalez, and Captain Alex Cáceres. 6 p.m. kickoff. The other thing that we're doing right now is that we're running a promotion for 20% off of tickets. It closes on Sunday at midnight. It's a 20% off kickoff for tickets, and it's called, the code is Cranberry Kickoff. Thanksgiving themed, as you guys can tell. So what's that?
Unique.
Yeah, we're trying to do something different. Anyway, here we are with 3 guys, Moises Gonzalez, Stefan Mijatovic, who are new this year. Stefan obviously came in last year. Alex, who's been around for a long time, but here we are with 4 guys. First thing first, guys, thoughts on the game?
Comments?
Yeah, the only game that we've seen so far, Moy. Which game would it be? Come on. What do you think?
Well, I think obviously the game that's what I saw, that the game doesn't reflect what is gonna be like all the season, because it's the first game. Some for us, or I don't know. I've been there in the first game, obviously, and it's hard to get the rhythm at the first game. So I think it's gonna get better for them. So
For both teams, or just one of them?
I think St. Louis struggled a little bit in that case with the rhythm, cause I don't know, but I just saw that.
A lot of new players, right? Stefan, you know that group a little bit, but a lot of new players that kind of came into the fold. I agree with you, Moy. I think that the pace of the game was a little bit slower than we're used to seeing, maybe mid-season.
Yeah.
And I think the back and forth looked a little bit different than what we're going to see in a couple of months. Steph?
I agree. I thought it was slow paced. Both teams said at half. Like Moy said, I mean, St. Louis has a lot of new pieces, so it's hard to adapt and learn each other in the first game. Get the chemistry and stuff. They got great players. I think they turn it around, but it's going to take them a couple games for sure. But I was surprised to see how Casey came out. And by the way, Mo's still missing for St. Louis. Mo NDI.
Yeah.
I think he's a big part in the back. But yeah, I think St. Louis just struggled. It's the first game, but I think they'll get it together and be much better. But yeah, Casey impressed me. So, Bash Bro, congrats on the win.
Zach Reggett coming in with the late goal there after he looked like he hobbled off and wasn't going to be able to keep going. So he got back out there. Alex, what did you see?
No, I was just happy to start watching the league again, because our turn is next weekend, so we need to be prepared for whatever it comes. We know it's gonna be a tough season, but I saw an ambush team. I don't know, they were really rusty, or in a lot of spots on the field. I was expecting more, at least more intensity, because they're playing at home. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I was expecting, at least more intensity. I know there's a lot of new players, but if you're coming from a preseason, I think I the first game of the season, at least you be seeing players flying around. But I didn't see that, you know. But
Yeah.
maybe yeah. But I saw that a really organized team from the Comets, good on the ball, patience. You know, everybody was doing what they're supposed to do. Their goalie was good today. You know, the backup goalie. But
Yeah.
like we all said, it's the first game. It's a long season, and I'm pretty sure they got a lot of power to to come back and win a few more games. Talking about the Ambush team and the
Yeah.
Comets, the Comets are always good season after season, and they're getting better and better. And the young guys, they're playing like veterans now, doing their right stuff, their right things at all times. So I think they're gonna get stronger too, and they're missing a few players too.
Yeah, I think what I saw, and again, I didn't get to see the first maybe 10 minutes or so, but what I saw and noticed the most of that game is um, when you start the MASL season and you haven't played 15 games, 12 games, 10 games, and you make mistakes, they look so obvious when you're watching. It just looks so obvious because the gaps you leave, the timing of the angles, your movements, they
Yeah.
just look like they haven't done them for a while.
Yeah.
So even on the power play that they gave up where Thetsana gets the free smash at the end and he puts it top corner, Zach Reggett got a wide open look 30 seconds before where nobody was even in the screen with him. He hit the inside of the post, and then ball bounces out. Somebody else gets a free look inside of the post. So there's just things that are kind of, I think that are kind of in preseason. You train as much as you can, but until you get to a game, it all kind of doesn't really matter. And then you get to a game, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, now this is the real world. So I think it was really fun to watch it again. I thought we saw some good goals. I thought St. Louis zoned sometimes, and they have zoned in the past. But I thought when they zoned, there were opportunities that they could have pressed a little bit higher. They probably could have made the other team's life a little bit more difficult, which Kansas City did pretty well of making their lives difficult when they did step. But I think it's one of those that they've got enough good pieces in St. Louis that they'll move some things around and figure it out. And in Kansas City, they've got an identity which I think is very clear. They had it
Yeah,
last year, and I think they've got it again this year with some players and the way they play. It's going to give a lot of teams a lot of trouble because somebody told us the other day, I think I told you guys at training, an old Stars player said you need to have piano players and piano movers, right? Remember I told you guys that?
Yeah.
They got a lot of piano movers. They got some guys who cover ground. I mean, watching that Andreas kid run, that kid runs. So they've got a lot of kids who can run. Acosta is running. He's running. Ramon is running. Marcel Berry is running. I mean, they got some real runners. Those kids can move. So it's
and
tough to play against those
and,
kids.
and they can score.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Leo Costa, great game. Chicago kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no kid from Chicago, Stefan, that's not going to get a shout out from you if he's around the area, right?
Hey, I love it, man. I love it. Got to shout out the Chicago boys.
He scored the first goal of the season. It was a good shot too.
Oh yeah, should have had a hat trick.
Yeah, you were talking about him a little bit, how he kind of how he came last year, kind of nobody really knew about him a whole lot, and then he came on the scene and people were really excited to watch him play.
Yep. There's another kid too, Munir in Empire. He's from Chicago. He's gonna be looking good too.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of kids coming in the league, I think, that are really elevating the level of the individual player. I mean, we had obviously last year with Nani coming out of the. We had him for 2 years, but then last year he kind of really had his growth moment and came through for us. And there's a lot of young kids that are coming in that are really elevating the play. But I got a question for Alex. Alex, did you see something in the game tactically where you thought Kansas City were a step ahead? Like, were there things that you could tell from a tactical standpoint that you felt they were ahead? By the way, if you don't know, Alex Casares next Saturday is going to be even busier than I am because he's going to have to coach the Tacoma Galaxy game at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Run to the locker room, go get changed, and then go play. But tactically, Alex, did you see things that the Comets did that were a step ahead?
Oh yeah, there's a few teams tactically that they did way better. Of course, for me, when everybody they press together. When everybody they drop together behind the ball. And when you see ambush, you had players that are pressing, players that are not pressing. So that's a big difference in indoor. Big
Yeah.
difference. Big difference. That killed the game right there for for the comments. They were pressing as a unit. They were keeping the ball as a unit, not doing stupid stuff. They did the whole game until the end.
Moy, you've played against these teams a lot more than we have, at least over here on the West Coast. So you've played against Ambush, you've played against Kansas City a lot more than we have. How successful have you been against those teams? You enjoy playing them? You did well? You didn't do well?
Well, with Kansas, I like playing with a lot with against Kansas because obviously the quality is better, and I don't know if that's contagious for us or for the teams, but I don't know about you if you guys think the same way. But if you play against teams that are not that good, sometimes it's just contagious, and you just play at the same rhythm of them and at the same.
Yeah.
So it's obviously different. Two teams all in all the perspectives of the game. So I think I will go with Kansas playing a lot. So
And did you have you scored goals in that stadium?
yeah, in both.
Stefan, have you scored out there in KC?
Yes, I have scored in both KC and St. Louis.
Well, you played for St. Louis. You played for St. Louis for a season, and then so you probably, but it was the COVID year, right? Or you played a year before then as well?
Yeah, I played 2 years. COVID year and the year before.
Have you scored against St. Louis?
Yes, I scored out last year when I was with Empire.
Oh, that's right. You guys picked up a win at home against St. Louis.
I hit the gritty. Hit the gritty right after.
You don't remember the goal, you remember the celebration.
I remember the telly. It was actually a wall score.
Alex, you scored last year against KC in that game that we came back, or no?
Over there, no. Away, no.
No. I'm trying to remember that game. It's a game I got hurt, and I remember us winning, coming from behind and winning, but I don't remember how it happened.
Yeah, that was a good game. We were talking about it last night with Lane. That was a good game. You got injured in the first quarter, and then the second quarter, we didn't know what to do. Then we went to halftime, and then we came back and we won at the end, and we in shootouts.
That's when Nani.
That's when Nani hit the shootouts. Yeah, I don't remember the regulation goals. I don't remember how we scored. I know Nani scored a shootout in the game,
but it was in a shootout too.
Yeah, Roman Torres scored that day.
Roman Torres scored, and I'm trying to remember how.
Yeah, he scored.
I don't remember how.
It was like a rebound off the wall, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was a crazy game. We've always had crazy games, and this year we get to play them there, and they get to come to us too. So it's going to be a really an exciting back and forth with KC. We've had some incredible games over the years against them, dating back to since before I came, and when I did come, we had a back-to-back that season, or a home and an away. Right. And their team has certainly changed. We had an ex-Tacoma star, DeBray Holloman, that was playing out there tonight with a new hairstyle. It took me a while to recognize him with that hair. Yeah. The dreads and the headband and the whole thing. I didn't recognize him there for a second, but it was good seeing him running around. And obviously, their identity is pretty clear.
Oh, yeah.
When you watch them play, yeah. I mean, even last year when they were playing against Chihuahua, you knew there were times where they were going to give Chihuahua real problems with the way they play. And then obviously they did give them an issue in the end there. But talk a little bit about us. All right, you guys. Moy, maybe you can go first since you're newest to the team here. What have you seen from your teammates, from the way we play? What do you see?
Obviously, everyone works hard, and we're trying to train the hardest we can, so we can be at the highest level in the first game. Because what we said in the what I said in the first comment, the first game, it was gonna be it's gonna be hard because it's the first game, and to get in that rhythm, you have to train the way you're gonna play. So I've seen all those guys training hard and putting the effort. So it's good.
Yeah. Steph, any differences you see from the team this year than maybe last year? Is there different feelings, different vibes, different things you're noticing?
I mean, last year we were pretty successful. When I was there, I mean, we only lost about one game, I think, and that was in the playoffs to Chihuahua. But I mean, the level is the same. Like intensity is great, just like last year. We train all the right things. We do all the right things. We listen to you, the mastermind behind everything. So I like where we are, where we're at. We got a tough game against San Diego. We're missing two of our key players for sure. But I think that we're gonna keep on rolling. I think we're gonna keep beating teams, home and away. And I think this year's our year. I think we fell short last year, but I think this is the year for us.
Yeah,
You
Alex.
told me to stop saying that, but you know,
No, I
I
told
got
you to
faith in
stop
us.
talking about the C word. Don't say that C word. Because last year I told Stefan, I saw an interview with him in preseason. More, you haven't seen it, I'm sure. But he comes in, first interview of the season, Stefan Mijatovic, I'm here to win a championship. First thing I was like, Stefan, you can't say that day one of preseason. Give him a chance, give him a chance. Alex, things you see?
What was that?
Things that you see that are different maybe, or how's your feeling going into preseason? How do you think it's been so far?
Oh, it's been great. It's been great. Like I said, every week we're growing day by day, game by day. You know, we take it. We don't. We think about obviously getting all the way there to the final, but right now our goal is San Diego. After that, Chihuahua, and then we go from there.
Yeah.
Players are growing, getting more experience. Our young players are getting better here. That's what we need, right now, more on the team because we know they can run. We know they can do a lot of stuff, but this is the more important thing in indoor soccer. And you get it with time. You don't get it with 1 2 years. You get it with at least more than 3 years because it's a hard sport. It's a hard sport, and it's not. You see MLS players coming in player, and then they don't look as good as some of us that have been playing the game for years. But it's a
Yeah.
tough game. It's a tough game, but we're doing good. We're doing good. We still have one more week to work hard. We're not done yet. We have one more week to work and be ready for next Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting. I know that for me, the off seasons always feel really long, especially with having a knee injury and being out for some time. The off season felt extra long, but the nice thing about MASL is once we get going, we don't stop. So preseason is so important because you don't get to actually train during season because you got a game sometimes Thursday, Friday, back home on Sunday, on Saturday morning. Saturday morning for a Wednesday game, you can take one day off, a travel day here, rest day, so you don't have time to do it. And this year, December is pretty calm for us, but the second we get to January, it's nonstop. January through February through March is nonstop all the time. Nate Diekman is saying it's sad you can't play a playoff game in front of your fans. Actually, we can. We can play a playoff game in front of our fans. It just happens that it'll have to be the championship game because that's when it'll be. So we certainly can, Nate. We're that's our goal. We're certainly hoping that we can play a playoff game in front of our fans. The playoff format obviously came out today. Again, positives and minuses. I'm sure that the fans have got a lot to say about it and a lot of things that they like and a lot of things that they don't like. I think that I can understand from an operational standpoint that having it in one location makes it easier for administratively, operationally, because you can book tickets well in advance. You know when they are, you know when you're going. He didn't say the C word. He just pointed to something on his hand. That's a completely different thing. So operationally they can do it, but I also understand that having it in a central neutral location like San Diego makes it very difficult for fans to get engaged, and it's a tough one across the board. But from my perspective, as all things MASL, we prepare, and then things that are out of our control are out of our control. We'll do what we can with the things that are in our control, and what's out of our control, we can complain as much as we want, but we still have to get back down to business at the end of the day. I didn't see any of the new rules today, so there was no shootouts. There was no 15-second injuries and delays that we didn't see those. So I'm still excited to see those as they come through next week. But I think in terms of the playoffs, from my perspective, when I first joined indoor soccer in 2009, it was always hosted in, what's that?
Wow, 2009.
I know you were like in middle school in 2009, but
I was 6th grade, 7th grade.
so it was always in a neutral site. It was always in a neutral place. The finals were always held in a neutral place. I can tell you from a competitive standpoint, and I'm sure Alex and Stefan, you were here last year for this as well. Playing in Chihuahua is a very hard place to play in the playoffs. Very hard place. When you go there, it's very difficult. And I would say the competitive advantage that Chihuahua has hosting games there is bigger than I think any other team in the league. Moy, you played in Baltimore, so a small arena as well.
Yeah.
But I don't think that your success rate in Baltimore was the same as the success rate as Chihuahua in Chihuahua.
Oh, actually, it's the opposite. I don't know why, but I feel more comfortable playing in Chihuahua. I don't know why. Maybe because it's in Mexico, and I don't know.
Yeah.
We needed you last year.
Guys, and it's
Yeah, we needed you last year. Somebody to come on our team to come play in Mexico and help us out.
yeah, but I think I feel that like the opposite, playing in Baltimore and then going to Chihuahua. But it's difficult to play there, obviously, too.
Very difficult. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I did the stats this year. I think in the last whatever years that they've been in the league, I don't know how many years they've been in the league. I think they've lost 6 games there.
Mm-hmm.
I think 3 were last year against Monterrey, and 3 other ones. One was 5 years ago against the Sockers, or I mean, it was like. And I think 2 of the 6 were in shootout losses
against Mesquite. I think.
Yeah, so over the last 6 or 7 years, they've lost 6 games at home. Period. So I mean, their success rate in their building is unheard of. There's no team. I don't know of another team that has that success rate in their building in indoor soccer. I know San Diego has a very good home field record, but I don't think it's the same success rate as what Chihuahua has. So anyway, long story short is we're players, and even the coaches, we can't control where the playoffs are. All we can do is make sure that we put our team in the best place possible to have a high seed, because you're going to want to be a high seed when that time comes to host that game if you get a chance. And from my perspective, knowing that we have a chance to do that this year, I think our schedule is probably the hardest it's been since I've been here. Alex, do you remember any schedules that were harder than this year?
No, this is one's gonna be interesting, really fun. Tough. If we wanna go all the way to the final, we gotta do what it takes. If it's gonna take a hard schedule, we have to go all the way. Even if we have ups and downs, we're gonna lose some games, win some games, but that's how we have to do it to get there. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough schedule.
Yeah, I think it's the hardest schedule since I've been involved in terms of who we play, where we play them, and when we play them. It's not just that we play San Diego 6 times, but we also play San Diego a lot of the times on a back-to-back with having played the night before. We played Chihuahua 3 times, 2 of which are in Mexico. Only 1 is at home. We go to Milwaukee, we go to Kansas City. So it's a very, very tough schedule. We don't play the statistically weaker teams from the West Coast last year. That the weaker teams, we don't play them. I think we played Dallas once, Mesquite once.
The first 4 games, just the first 4 games. We play San Diego, we play Chihuahua, and then we play Ontario, San Diego back to back, no rest.
Yeah,
Thursday, Friday. So
yeah, no, it's very difficult. I think the only thing I'll say is about, the good thing about having a hard schedule, it's what you said, Alex, is, last year Monterrey went 24-0.
Yeah.
First round of the playoffs, and they're out. So you want to lose. In my opinion, we want to have games that we can lose, because you don't learn from wins the same way you learn from defeats. And sometimes you have to lose a couple bad games to really figure things out. And you want to play the best teams. We want to play the best teams. I would hate to have a season or a schedule where we play the worst teams in the league 6 times each. We come out feeling amazing about ourselves, 20-4 or 21-3. We're walking around feeling like we're big time, and then all of a sudden you get to play a really tough team in the playoffs and you get knocked out. Mm-hmm. I'd like to play the best teams, give us the best competition, go at it at the hardest we can, learn our lessons, and try to improve every single day. So that's me. But I also understand that from a competitive standpoint. I mean, last year we went on a 11 game win streak. 11. Stefan showed up and only lost one game. So I don't know his record. You shouldn't have come back. You shouldn't have come back. Your record here was the best it's ever going to be.
Crazy statistics. I'm just out here breaking records, man.
11 games played, 3 game winners or 4 game winners, something like that. 1 game wearing number 10, which will never happen again. That was a mistake we had.
Never say never. Never say never.
Moy is number 92 and Stefan is number 96. Those of you guys, don't say anything. Fans in the comments section, please, let's see your guesses as to why those numbers. Come on, write them down. Why is Stefan 96 and why is Moy 92? And why did Alex wear 87?
And why is Nick number 10?
No, that one doesn't work. That one doesn't work that way. That one doesn't work. Well, what about this, guys? Let's go one by one. Moy, maybe talk about a player for the Tacoma Stars that you've seen in preseason that maybe you didn't know a lot about that has impressed you. If it's taking you that long, we got problems.
Corey.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like you don't notice he's in the field, and sometimes he's that guy that can make the difference.
You guys are all right. It's the year they were born. Well done, guys. Well done. Yeah, Corey Keats. Yeah, he's a smart player.
Yeah, smart, calm, hard worker. So I think Corey.
Yeah. Alex, what about you? Somebody in preseason who's shown up and looks really good. Alex.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
He's sleeping. He's sleeping.
You can't say yourself. You can't say yourself.
Nah. Damn, it's hard because, well, I like how Will is playing this preseason.
You got a little bit more fire in him, no?
More spark. Yeah, more spark. Yeah, he has
a little bit
fire.
More personality this year too.
Yeah, more spark. He looks different. He looks more confident with everybody. You know, he's not that quiet. He's a little quiet too, but not like last year. Yeah, he's on the ball.
He got a haircut for preseason.
On the ball, we know he's one of the best in the team. He doesn't lose the ball, you know. And yeah, he looks a little bit different, more sharp, more stronger. He's going into 50-50s. You know, he's going to be a big difference for us this season. I feel it.
Stefan, what about you?
I mean, you know, I love our team. I think they're a bunch of dogs, offensive and defensive. Everyone works hard. But I think Sancho came in this year looking real good, swole. I mean, he looks in the best shape of his life, I think. Great shape. He's strong. I was guarding him at training. I think this year he's going to definitely take off. And I've always thought he was good, but I think this year he'll do something special for sure.
Yeah, I think Sancho looks like, if you had to ask me, I think he's the one that, from a physical standpoint, looks the sharpest I've seen him in a while. And even in his mental space, looks like he's in a really good place. Looks like he's dialed in and really kind of got his head screwed on tight this year, and he looks like he's really into it. The other player I was going to say is that guy over there, the left-footed guy who always takes 10 seconds to answer a question. I think Alex looks sharper this year than I've seen him in a couple of years. He certainly got a very good nutmeg the other day against the boards, and then dusted somebody else off. So
yeah. Oh, hey, the chat. Let's ask the chat. Who wins in a race, me or Colo? Boards and boards.
Oh my God. Stefan and Alex in a race. There's $100 on the line, is what I've heard.
200. Colo said 200 now.
200 on the line. Okay. In a race, guys, who wins? Stefan Mijatovic or Alex Cáceres? Let's see who's got who here.
You guys you guys have to think that I'm 10 years older than him, okay, guys?
Oh.
Yeah. What do you mean? What are you laughing for? 10 years is a lot.
Well, 96 and 87, it's 9 years, but it's close.
Yeah.
Nobody ever says who's faster in a race, Nick or they don't even say it.
No, yeah, no. They don't say more either.
Moy's fast though. Moy's fast.
Moy's fast for sure.
Moy, are you faster with the ball or without the ball?
I don't know.
Trick question.
I'm faster with the ball.
Yeah.
If I had to run a race against you and I'm running, you're beating me for sure.
Yeah.
But if I have the ball and I'm dribbling, I got a better chance. If you're dribbling too, by the way.
Who's a better defender, Moy or Nick?
Moy played in Baltimore. It has to be Moy.
For sure. Moy for sure.
Moy,
No.
better defender? No, I don't know. It just goes silent. No one says anything. It just goes silent. Alex, everyone's saying Stefan wins the race. Sandy says he's got longer legs. Rihanna says Steph. Randy says how far is the race?
Boards to boards. Goal to goal.
Alex, what if you have your back on the board like this?
Oh, then he wins 100%.
Huh? If you push it off, Alex has a chance.
What if I was 2 years, 3 years younger?
Well, that's like saying, what if I was 10 years, what if I was as fast as Jamel? We can't make it possible.
That's like
Of course he's gonna beat me, guys. Come on, he's 10 years younger than me. Come on.
I have a six pack. It's probably because I have a six pack.
I told him if I beat him, he should retire from soccer.
I will retire, honestly, but your confidence is making me overthink myself.
Somebody says, Wayne Dan says Stefan wins if there's a bottle of Crown at the end.
Oh no, Crown Peach.
The host, someone's asking who has the hardest. Listen, Moy, you've got Doris Pineda who says entire Texas Valley is supporting you.
Thank you.
Who has the hardest shot on the team? This is a big debate.
They got real quiet.
Yeah. My top three are Stefan, Moy, and I would put in there maybe Tyler.
Tyler. I haven't seen him shoot, but
Eddie now has a hard shot too.
Eddie now hits the ball hard too. Wayne, Dan, Nick, or Pablo in a race. That's like the only player in the league that I can actually beat in a race. Moy, you or Stefan, harder shot?
me.
Pinche perro.
I used to, yeah. Jamel. I forgot Jamel. Jamel hits the ball hard too.
Those skinny legs, man. Do some work.
Yeah, Jamel hits the ball very hard. You know who hits the ball hard too? Is Roman when he catches it. Yeah. When he really catches a volley or he gets it hard, he's got a lot of power. What about this one?
Oh, you're not going to ask me who has a harder shot, me or Moy?
Well, I know who you're going to say. So, Stefan, you or Moy?
Moy.
Oh, you didn't want to say that.
New year, new me. New year, new me.
Alex, you 8 years ago or Moy?
What?
Harder shot, Alex 8 years ago or Moy?
Moy.
I think
mine is more placement. Better placement.
Yeah, mine too.
I scored bangers only. I scored top end bangers only.
Nah.
I'll send you some videos. So you can.
No, Moy, I saw your statistics when we signed you. 290 points. I didn't know you had that many. That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
I think he was stealing some.
Yeah. There was another Gonzalez who played for RGV, and every time that guy scored, they gave it to Moy.
Moy's a dog. I'm glad that we were able to get him this year. I was gonna say him as well, but he's on the podcast with me. But me and him talk a lot of smack to each other, but we're like brothers for sure. I've played against him, played with him now. He's a great player on and off the field, and I'm excited that he's here with us.
Yeah, he's a difference making guy. He's a guy who every once in a while pulls something out that you didn't expect he was going to do. He likes to lift the ball a little bit too, which I'm surprised with because everybody always tells me that I lift the ball and they're like, "Oh, I get it down," but he likes to lift the ball up. That's nice.
Hey,
Paulo
Beach Team.
Mortala, who's one of our coaches from Valor, says, "Who's the best diver?" Definitely not me. Definitely not.
River.
Like what us four here?
No, from our
I'm saying
team,
us
maybe.
four.
From our,
No.
Alex-
Let's talk about us four.
oh, he
Yeah.
left. He left the chat.
Let's
He's
talk about
done.
us sports. Let's talk about us sports.
I think my guess is Alex.
Me too. Alex, 100%.
No, in diving, in faking, yeah, for sure.
What do you think, Alex? I dive
Boy.
too, though. I dive too.
Alex.
I think Rivers.
No,
Oh,
Felipe.
Felipe and Rivers flops too a lot. I get mad at him. I say, hey,
Felipe too, Felipe.
Yeah.
Alex, from the four of us here, who's the best diver? It has to be you.
Me? No chance.
Yeah.
I don't dive. You guys know I don't dive. Steph was the one.
Last year we got a blue card in San Diego because Stefan got pushed, took 4 steps towards the wall, threw himself into the wall, and then laid down, and we got a blue for it.
And we ended up winning the game.
It's true. No,
Yeah.
from our team, Felipe is the biggest diver by 1,000,000 miles. It's not even close. The problem with Felipe is that half the time he's sliding into a guy, half the time he's getting slid into, so it just cancels itself out.
I agree.
Yeah. Definitely not me. When I try to dive, I end up just falling down. I don't know how to do it. I just end up falling on my butt, and I kind of just sit there like I don't know what to do. Like what do I do here?
Yeah, no. You and Sancho don't know how to take fouls.
I know. Sancho has the opposite. Sancho, they foul him. He won't go down. He gets mad. He grabs him, and then he gives up a foul.
Yep.
Because he didn't go down in the first place. Yeah. Yeah, Paolo, I'd love to. I mean, we'll have a 1-month summer vacation in Italy, and they'll teach us how to dive. That'd be wonderful. By the way, I forgot to say, but I've been saying forever, but Saturday, December 7th is Valor Night, and we're going to have anybody wearing a Valor kit, any players wearing a Valor kit are going to come down to the field, and we're going to do a special ceremony, like presentation with all the players. It's going to be super fun. The last count is over 700 people from Valor's club. That's including probably over 450 or 400 youth players from the club that are coming to support the team. So it's going to be awesome to have that big of a representation there. Super fun. Last question. If you were stuck on a desert island and you had to take one guy from the Stars team with you to help you get off the island, who are you taking?
Papa John.
Then you'd have no food. You'd eat all the food.
Yeah, you're both dead. You're both dead.
Yeah. Who's coming with you to fix the problem? Who's going to solve it?
I'd say Nick. Nick, I don't know. I feel like you got the answer to everything, man. A lot of games last year, we didn't know what to do, and you grabbed that whiteboard and you came up with the answers. So I'd go with you for sure.
Well, it's good for soccer, but everything else is hard for me. So if I was on a desert island, I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be sitting there like this, hoping that you'd find a shelter. I would be confused. Alex,
who would you take?
you
a whiteboard.
Yeah, give me a whiteboard. Let me draw up the tactics. I'll be fine. Yeah.
I go with Moy, hard worker guy like me.
Yeah. Hardworking guy.
And I go with Alex because he has this strict how do you say it?
Hold on.
To be. So he will do the right thing for us to get out of there.
Alex.
Hold on, Moy. Let me turn on subtitles for you. Hold on.
Yeah. I would pick
Hey, you got to say me now because we're all saying each other. What do you
No,
say?
no, I was gonna say either either Chris or Corey, because they've lived in the outdoors and they kind of know. Chris probably would have a couple machine guns with him or some sort of something with him. Corey's like a camper and something. He'd know how to put some tents up and do some stuff.
Sancho too. Sancho will be a good one.
Sancho knows that stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else might know about that stuff. All these guys from the Pacific Northwest they kind of have done this like hiking and they know about this stuff. All right. Well, listen up, guys. We're going to let you go enjoy your Friday night. Thanks for coming on. Remember, tickets are 20% off if you get it down below. December 7th is our teddy bear toss game. So you better bring your teddies for our Toys for Tots charity. When we score our first goal, they're going to throw them over and we'll have all the stuff.
It's usually a defender that scores that goal. So let's see.
It's always a defender.
It's gonna change. Let's see.
It's always a defender that scores that goal.
Yeah.
I got money on me, but let's see.
That's weird. That's super weird.
Right?
Last year was Roman. The year before, I think, was Chase.
It was me.
Oh, it was you.
Against Monterey, yeah. And then Chase was before me.
Yeah. And then I think before that, I want to say it was Vince McCluskey, maybe even. There was like,
Yeah.
it's always a defender. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Moy, you'll have to let one of these guys score first, then we can get the second or third, you know?
Steph.
Thank you, Mike.
Alessandro Canale wants to say, is it a desert island or a dessert island? Like pumpkin pie and tiramisu or a deserted island?
Shout out Sancho's tiramisu. Let's go, boy.
So anyway, we look forward to seeing all you guys. Obviously, the Tacoma Galaxy are opening at 3 p.m. We'll be there to support them, and then we'll be there at 6 p.m. to kick off our first season game. And then, listen, we're so excited. Last week of training, everyone's buzzing, and it's kind of, we're getting that feeling that it's around the corner. The jerseys for Valor Night are fire. So if you haven't seen them yet, check them out. They'll be auctioned for the game. They're really, really cool. And obviously, we'll have post-game signing with all these players. You guys need to come meet Moy and Stefan. Stefan's got the mohawk gone, so you'll have to look for it to try to recognize him. He doesn't have the full mullet with the horrible thing in the back. He's got it just normal. It's a normal haircut now.
New year, new me. New year, new me.
That's right. That was one of the conditions for him to come back. I said, Stefan, we'd love to have you back, but you've got to cut that hair because it's just not. It's not the look anymore. It's got to go.
But the sellies are still there.
That's fine. That's fine.
Give and take.
So anyway, you guys, listen, looking forward to seeing you guys. I hope that everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And as we get ourselves into the MASL, we can't wait to meet all you guys, see you at games. And, yeah, we need you. We need the fans in full force on December 7th to support us, to help us, give us that last little push. And we're looking forward to playing in front of you guys. So from me, from the